Hi everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're having another what I call snow globe days. I just think it's going to snow forever here in Canada and we're just never going to dig ourselves out. Although the East Coast has it far worse than we do, so I really can't complain. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit. I wanted to kind of bring you into my office and talk to you about course development. So I am just in the finishing stages of a beta test for a new 12-week program. And one of the things that a lot of the online course experts will tell you, and I will absolutely echo their thoughts, is that if you're going to create an online course, always beta test it first, right? Because you're going to get feedback that you didn't even think, and you'll get ideas that you didn't even think about. So for instance, here, I'll pull this thing. I don't know if you can see my screen there. So I use a system called Wufoo. It's run by SurveyMonkey. It's fantastic. And what you see here is feedback that I got for the course that I created. This person had a lot to say, right? I've got all these different pieces of feedback down here, and I can use that feedback as a way to make the actual live course that much better. Now, the course that I'm creating is 12 weeks long. That is a long fucking course, right? Now, you can create one that is as little as 2 weeks or 4 weeks. The idea is that if you want to make more money, and this is a really cool, how do I make more money doing what I'm already doing without having to start another job? You can teach people what you know. And creating an online course is a way for you to do that. So the kinds of things, these are kind of little tips that if you're going to go down this path, this is how you should do it. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this piece of paper right here. It's probably going to be backwards because I always forget to turn it the other way. But this is a course outline. It doesn't really matter what it says. It's a bit messy, as you can see, but I can read my writing and that's all that matters. But what it does is I have my video camera ready and I videotape myself, and I have this on the other side of the camera so that I don't forget what I'm going to say. Right, so all the different colors, as you can see there, there's black at the top and then blue and then pink. All of those are different ideas that I've had at different times, and I've added it in or updated it. The other thing that I'm doing, here I'll bring this up, is I use sticky notes, right? So this is, again, I'm reading through all the feedback, and I've got all these sticky notes. So one sticky note, the yellow ones are specifically based on the feedback, so that I know exactly what it is people want me to include. The blue one was a request specifically from people that wanted me to put book references. So I don't know if you've seen my book stack, but that's my book stack. I actually stacked it yesterday because I thought it was entertaining. But I actually had that book stack. I have another 700 books in my basement. Believe it or not, I really, really love to read. But what I do when I teach my courses is I also will say, well, this is a really good book to read in addition to this lesson if you want to go deeper, if you want to go in this direction, right? So if you are really liking what I'm saying right now, brilliant book. It's halfway in the stack. Let's see if I can find it for you. It's that one there. It's called Millionaire Messenger by Brendon Burchard. Shows you exactly what you need to do. If you wanted to say, okay, I want to take everything I know and turn it into a multi-million-dollar business or just high six figures, whatever your goal is, it's got the formula. I actually created my own programs, and then when I read that book, and I'm like, okay, good. I had most of it done, so I felt very proud of myself that I had figured out how to do all that kind of a thing. It's nice when it's corroborated with other literature that you're actually doing something good. So if you want to take what you are doing right now and say, how do I make more money without creating extra work? Creating an online course is a brilliant way of doing that. And all it takes is a little bit of careful planning. I'm going to put this thing down again because otherwise it shakes all over the place. So it takes careful planning in terms of what's your outcome? What do you want people to walk away with at the end of it? What do you want, or another way of looking at it is, what do you want them to say about what you taught them when they're done? So that's the first thing you want to think about. What is the outcome? How is what you're going to teach them going to change their lives or their businesses? The second thing is who needs you. So who is that person? Really try to get into the nitty gritty. If you go on my page down below, there's going to be some videos where I talk about how to find the perfect client. So please do watch that one again. It's a longer version of that description of not only just going into the demographics, but also the psychographics of the people that need you the most. And then once you have those kinds of things, then it's mapping out what do you know and how do you simply structure that into what's most commonly delivered in a weekly format. So usually 1 hour, half hour to an hour lesson per week. You can do it live. I do mine where I have a pre-recorded webinar, so pre-recorded video, and that's what I'm doing this Friday. I'm recording all my videos this Friday. I'm so excited about it. So I do half-hour lessons, drops on a Friday, and then the next week on a Wednesday, I have a Q&A call. And then it's just rinse and repeat. So in terms of how, like, once to build it, it does take a little bit of work, but not as much as you would think. Once it's going, your only obligation is really to show up once a week for an hour to do a live Q&A call. And you can charge as little as $300 a month for that. You can charge as much as $10,000 per client, depending on what it is you're selling, how much you're involved, how many weeks your program is, and so on. So my program is 12 weeks. It's going to be coming out very, very shortly. I just finished recording the webinar to promote it today. So again, that's kind of part of the promotional strategy that goes along with creating a course. So I just wanted to show you that because so many people ask me, and like, Rebecca, how do I expand beyond, you know, what I'm doing right now? I know so much, and there's so many people that need to know what I know. How do I make it available to people? And creating a very simple online course is the answer to that. So it's very exciting, not that hard to do once you know all the different steps. Again, that book, Millionaire Messenger by Brendon Burchard, is a wonderful place to start. And then with some careful planning and understanding the outcome. So many people take courses and at the end they're like, well, that was shit. It's because the outcome didn't really match the hype. So that is definitely not something you want to have, because when people are finished going through the course, you want them to go and tell their friends. So many people worry about, you know, the algorithm and ads and all that kind of a thing. Worry more about whether or not someone's talking about what you're doing than whether you've written a killer ad or whether someone likes you on Facebook or not. No one cares. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to know the algorithm. You need to know how to be remarkable and how to stand out. Another book I read just recently on that is sorry, my phone is dying now. That's fantastic. So I'll make this short. By Seth Godin, The Purple Cow. It's a fantastic book on how to stand out. His follow-up book, This Is Marketing, that's also in that stack, is also a fantastic read if you're like, how do I stand out? How do I find that's what's unique and remarkable and different about me? And The Purple Cow is a very old book. It was actually written before the time of the iPhone, if you can imagine. The iPod was out, but the iPhone was not. So your lesson, whatever it is that you're selling, needs to have some standout qualities. You need to have some amazing stories. And this is why you beta test your program first. Because when you're done, you have your standout stories of people who have gone through it. And when you go to sell it, you now have something to say. You say, well, you know, Jim did it or Stacy did it or whatever. And these are the results that they received. Okay. So if you're looking to make a little bit of extra money on the side, you don't want to necessarily launch an entirely new business, but you want to capitalize on the knowledge that you have. You know, creating an online course is something that is fairly easy to do. Just a little tidbit, later on this year, I plan on doing a mastermind program where I'll be able to teach this, but more on that later. So I put it at the end of this video, so only the people listening all the way to the end can hear about it. All right, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. If you're somewhere with snow, enjoy the snow, but please send the sunshine. I'm really, really tired of the snow. I hope you guys have a fantastic afternoon and wish me luck on Friday when I do my courses. I can't wait. Bye.